Now, in the midst of this report calling into question the NSA's surveillance tactics, the spy agency is also conducting a blitz of its own. The NSA has launched its own Twitter PR page. So far, it has sent out a total of 3 tweets. Its first tweet encouraged viewers to tune in to that controversial 60 Minutes report that media critics claim amounted to a PR job for the agency. The other 2 tweets linked to podcasts on Lawfare, where a reporter interviewed the NSA Director of Compliance, John DeLong, and NSA General Counsel, Rajesh D. So is the Twitter account going to change the beleaguered agency's perception? Here to talk all things NSA, I'm joined now by Jesslyn Radact. She's the National Security and Human Rights Director for the Government Accountability Project. And along with Edward Snowden, she was named one of foreign policy's 100 leading global thinkers of 2013. Jesslyn, first of all, congratulations on being named that.
Thank you.
So I want to start by getting your initial reactions coming out in the wake of this report with those 46 recommendations.
My initial reactions are I am pleasantly surprised by the 46 recommendations. They are a lot more aggressive than I thought they would be, coming from a president's own White House committee. I also feel, most importantly, this vindicates Edward Snowden, who has been derided by the government by very loudly and vociferously as some sort of traitor or committing treason. I think this vindicates that what he revealed was indeed barely, if at all, constitutional and likely unconstitutional, and that these programs are even being recommended to be done away with and terminated completely.
At the same time, do you think it's actually going to change anything in terms of Edward Snowden's current situation?
You know, it's been very interesting to me that over the last week, both the tech giants called for some sort of amnesty for Snowden, and at the same time, NSA suggested amnesty or pardon might be in order. So this is not coming from the lawyers. This is coming from industry. This is coming from the agency's soon-to-be deputy director. So that's pretty significant. And I think with these recommendations, with the 1, 2, 3 punch of Judge Leon's decision, followed by the tech giants dressing down the White House for the snooping they've been doing, followed by these 46 recommendations, that Snowden, people are seeing that he told the truth and he revealed programs that were, in fact, illegal. And he shouldn't be the one going to jail for that.
Sure. Now, earlier today, I spoke with Cass Sunstein. He's one of the people that was on that review panel that suggested these recommendations, despite having what he calls, quote, complete access to complete this review. I asked him if there were any surprises, and I want you to listen to what he had to say.
We didn't discover any shocking practices.
What do you think about that? No shocking practices.
I don't know why he said that, because certainly if you read the report of which he's an author, there are 46, not 4, not 10, 20, 30, or 40, but 46 lengthy recommendations about how to reform these programs, including terminating, killing off the most central bulk collection of all phone call data of innocent Americans, killing off the major program and numerous other significant reforms. So maybe he had just already heard most of the information from Edward Snowden.
That is a likely possibility. Now, I also spoke with Sunstein about the section of the report recommending how to deal with people like Edward Snowden who have access to classified information and who might want to go public with it one day versus going through what they call the proper channels. So I asked him if this was meant to stop leakers like Edward Snowden, and let's hear what he had to say to that.
I'd say the difficulty is that if there are people who are getting access to information that's private, we don't want such people either intruding on the privacy of their fellow citizens, which is a risk if the government is acquiring information. The idea is to make sure that the insider threat, as we describe it, is confined, while also respecting channels for legitimate whistleblowers.
So what do you think about that, confining this insider threat?
Yeah, I think the insider threat program was a bit confusing because he's worried about intrusions on individuals' privacy, apparently by employees of the NSA, when NSA is conducting massive daily dragnet intrusions on everyone's privacy. I think if you really want to eliminate insider threats, people are not trying to reveal private information. Whistleblowers like Thomas Drake and Bill Binney and Kirk Wiebe and Edward Snowden are all NSA or NSA contractors who are trying to reveal illegal programs. And that's quite different. And you need to have meaningful, effective whistleblower reform, which national security and intelligence whistleblowers have none.
Now, obviously, a lot of people are very happy about this report. As you said, it is more far-reaching than a lot of people anticipated. Glenn Greenwald himself is very happy about this. But at the end of the day, these are only recommendations. How likely do you think it is that the NSA or the White House will take up any or all of them?
You know, it's ironic that President Obama is going to be contemplating these recommendations during his time in Hawaii, where Edward Snowden is from. I am disheartened by the fact that before these even came out, he already said that he would be rejecting the recommendation to separate NSA from Cyber Command. I think that's a huge mistake, but I hope that he will follow the other recommendations. And if he doesn't, now that these cases are allowed to go up through the courts, I'm fairly confident that the courts will make that happen.
And 30 seconds left. Where do we go from here?
I think we have a lot of great bills like the USA Freedom Act on the floor of Congress are coming up in 2014, and I hope they get passed. I think that would be a substantial step. I think there are going to be more and more court cases and rulings like Judge Leon's in the future, and hopefully that case by Judge Leon will wend its way up to the Supreme Court sooner rather than later to get a similar kind of ruling.
Jesslyn Radak, you are one of the leading global thinkers of 2013 here on Foreign Policy Magazine. I encourage people to go out and read it. You're also the National Security and Human Rights Director at the Government Accountability Project. Thank you so much.
Thank you.